Right. Master volume. We want the volume of the master to be nice and high, so that the super mutants can hear his orders. Right then, let us play the game. My father had been stationed in this bunker during his first year in the military. Along with some other young recruits, they were told about a bright future for their service. But something had happened here that would make my father quit and leave his men behind. Asking about his past would anger him in a way I'd never seen him act, almost maniacal. He passed away last year, taking the mystery to the grave with him. There are things better sealed away, is what he would tell me, but I want to know the truth. I'm here by choice. I can leave at any time. What, even now? Leave bunker. Yep, nothing forces me to stay here. Go on then. Get out. Really? Not even trying? Yeah. You'll excuse me, I'm very busy. There we are, right. Thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed Echoes from the Abyss. What an absolutely tremendous game that was. Now let's do it bloody properly. I'm sorry, game, but if you give me the opportunity to act like an absolute numpty, I'm going to seize it with both hands. Right then, let us get on with the game. Interact with the left mouse button, cancel interaction with the right mouse button. Kitty. I got lunch on the brain. M for map. Notes will be added automatically to your map through your playthrough and are indicated by a scribble sound and the icon at the bottom of the corner. Press E for your inventory. Hovering an item will give you additional information and can hint towards the right direction if you're feeling lost. Thank you. Let me have a look at the map. Oh goodness, this is a large place. All right then. Interesting. This looks like an entire sort of military complex rather than what I thought it would be, which would just be like a little sort of nuclear hideaway, but it seems I stand corrected. Blood everywhere. Alright then, I presume that I'm not allowed in here because I don't have the code yet, although I can probably guess what it is. Let me see. Left click to enter code. I've done puzzles like this before. Yeah, it's like they've got blood on their things, and the blood wears off as it goes along. So the one with the most blood on it is where you begin. Alrighty then, what can we find in here other than quite a lot of mess? This looks like an old switchboard, so this makes it look like Sorry, I thought I could hear some music coming through the radio, but I don't think I can. The game is very, very quiet. I've got some cloth here for patching on my pyjamas if they ever get torn to shreds, so that's good. But, yeah, I presume this is quite an old war we're talking about, judging by the switchboards. Chief Williams told me earlier to request assistance from one of our nearby teams. He didn't specify as long as they can get their asses here immediately, his very words. Contact other active nations, Norway, Netherlands, Ukraine, Luxembourg, from our closest to furthest, ideally. Chief was acting odd, like his life would depend upon immediate help. He isn't the only one that's acting strange here. Anyone else notice that, or just me? Anyway, I'm leaving this task to you. Dr. Schmidt asked me to help with something downstairs in the water control room, like I'm everybody's errand boy around here. Why would they bother communications and not the soldiers? Says David Brown. Was that a cry for help? I'll cry if the subtitles don't stick around longer next time. Alright, where are we then? Oh, right, we're here in, like, northeast Germany. Interesting. So, is this perhaps during the... I was going to say, is this perhaps during the time when Germany was partitioned? But then again, if that was when Germany was partitioned, they probably wouldn't have been called into Ukraine, because Ukraine probably would have been part of the Warsaw Pact, which of course would have been more allied with West Germany than East Germany. So perhaps I haven't got a finest idea what I'm yammering on about. Can I open these? Yes, I can. I can find the grand total of nothing of interest in it. It looks like, yeah, there's a little padlock here. What under the sun? How does this work? Oh goodness! It's like a little. How do I get the hell away from this thing? I have no idea. I don't know what the code is. I need to reset this. How do I leave? How do I step away from this? Okay, there we are. I'm not entirely sure how I did that, but I button mashed for a while and we figured it out in the end. Oh good, some bottles of whiskey. Those will those will come in handy. Speaking of things that will come in handy, I wish to applaud this developer enormously for having a walkthrough for the puzzles on their linked on the itch.io page, so I'm infinitesimally grateful of that, because that means I don't have to look up somebody else's video and I inevitably get stuck for being stupid. Ah, I need to find a keycard. Alright, presumably there is a keycard in here somewhere. Oh, that's subtle. That's subtle, but that was invaluable. Okay, so what were the nations that you told me to communicate with? Let me find that piece of paper. So we've got Norway, then we've got the Netherlands, then we've got Ukraine, and we've got Luxembourg. This is where my continental geography is going to fail us miserably, but never mind. So what it's going to say is this needs to be closest to furthest. So it needs to be, say, if let's say Norway was the closest one, then that would be like up for north, for example, presumably. So let me see. Now I think that's the Netherlands and that's Belgium. I think that's Luxembourg. So there's Ukraine. There's Norway. And that one Sweden. I think I always get those two muddled up, so I sincerely apologise to all of the Swedish and the Nordic for that. Sorry about that. So so the closest to furthest, so it would be like left, up, right, perhaps. Let's try that and see if that works. Left, up, right. Left, up, right. That does not seem to be working. Alright, I seem to have muddled this dreadfully. I haven't forgotten any of the countries, have I? No. This seems quite strange. Unless Ukraine cannot be closer to here than Norway is. That's actually ridiculous. I mean, look at that distance and then compare it with that one. I feel like that should be left, up, right. But seemingly not. I thought I'd figured this out. I thought I'd been clever, but apparently I haven't been. No, apparently I have been very stupid. Unless that isn't Luxembourg. Unless that's meant to be down, do you think? It would be like right, down, up, left, right even. Let me try that. There we are. I was getting Luxembourg and Belgium mixed up. Sorry about that. I really shouldn't do that. I'm utterly addicted to eating Belgian chocolate, so I really ought to pay more attention to where it comes from. But never mind. As long as it ends up in my face, I'm quite happy. To be honest, where it comes from is little, but that isn't the point. That ain't the point. Let's go through the door and stop mucking about like some sort of goose. I should check the medical bay first. Where is that? I have no idea. Where is the medical bay? Doctor's office. That's presumably here. Well, I'm still going to try and chuck my face into every other room that I can find. It's locked. Well, isn't that a shame? I was rather hoping to find all sorts of roll. This is the power control room. Oh goodness, and everything's still functioning, which is the game is so quiet. The game seriously needs some more sound design. But never mind. Can I fiddle with things? Oh goodness, I can press E for my inventory. I forgot about that. But no, I don't seem to be able to interact with this. Possibly I can come back and switch it back on if it inevitably gets if it gets shut down later. All right, what else have we got? We've got the north wing, and we've got the south wing. I should check the med bay first. Yes, indeed. Okay, so yeah, that leads you into the different sets of barracks. All right, and more blood on the wall. Absolutely lovely. Where's my note? I don't know. Oh, are these like barricades? You're telling me that really you can't press M to take the map down again? Okay, so it's saying like there's barricades here so that I'm not able to get through. That's quite clever and cute. So we could go into the surveillance room if we had the second one, but let us go into the medical bay. Right then, what can we find here other than a lot of death? Oh, giddy. I really hope I don't get the opportunity to pull that curtain back, because that would be a little horrific log. Alright, what exactly am I looking for other than a little set of scales? A rusty scale. Cute. I mean, yes, if you think that imperial measurements and tetanus are adorable, then I would agree with you. However, I must disagree with you wholeheartedly, because I think both of those things are rather inconvenient. Alright, got some nice packets of polos in there that I look forward to gobbling up later. And there's a code required for a chemical lab. Oh, open door. Oh yes, sorry. I keep pressing E instead of clicking like some sort of great big silly billy. Alright, this does not seem to be hugely useful, because if I could get through here, I might be able to come through into the storage area and then get past these blockades. But I'm not wholly sure how to do that, because I don't know what the code for the medical bay is going to be, and I don't know what it is that I'm supposed to be weighing on here. Perhaps I need to weigh out some medicine or something in order to make something. This is lovely and clean, so I can't figure out the code for that. So I'm left in a little bit of a pickle. Because there wasn't anything else. When it said you can write notes on the map, I presume that means you're just like augmenting the map with additional information, as opposed to what I thought it was, which was like actual written information, like writing something down in order to tell me something. But I don't believe that is the reality of our situation. The reality of our situation is merely that I have absolutely no idea where to find the code for the communications room. And by communications room, I mean the chemical lab. Oh, I can do that, and I can suddenly realise that all the blood was a hallucination. Oh no, just some of the blood was a hallucination, not all of it. That's good to know. Right then, I have been stupid, but never mind. Let's see if we can read this. They told us not to leave our quarters at night. I didn't understand why. I obeyed their orders, of course, but I keep hearing strange noises from the vents, and they're driving me mad. Dr. Schmidt was not happy when I left to visit the medical bay last night, but I needed something to help me fall asleep. I saw him getting medicines from the chemical labs that are supposed to help with insomnia. Apparently they are still experimental, though. Really? I've had sleeping pills since like the early 1900s. He said there was nothing to worry about, that I should stay here for a bit to make sure I have no reaction to sleeping pills. I honestly cannot wait for this to be over and to get home. At least this mission is safer than serving at the front lines. That much certainly seems true. Well, that's interesting, but it doesn't help, do it? It doesn't help with me finding a code in order to get into the chemicals lab. In fact, it doesn't help me at all. It just leaves me in a bit of a pickle. A great big pickle, actually, because I have no idea what I'm trying to do next. Because I can't go any further down the corridor because it's all blocked off, and I can't access the I can't access this because I don't have the code, because there's no numbers or anything printed anywhere. Oh, this is now opened. I was wondering about that, and now the fact that the quarters had been referenced, perhaps whether we would be allowed to go in. We've been stationed here for a few weeks now. I thought we would serve some more purpose, but most of the time we just sit around playing cards and occasionally get called to get some medical checkups. Additionally, they've installed security cameras in the old quarters shortly after we arrive. They say it's for safety, to identify early signs of cabin fever or similar. We also are provided vitamins and various other supplements. I don't expect so much care here. It seems that we aren't here to fight, but to assist in improving the overall health system of soldiers, perhaps? To be fair, most of us took this position for its promise of greater opportunities after and its generous pay, not because we read the fine print. This is my father's handwriting. Oh, interesting. Well, I would at least be grateful that I'm not getting shot at, but never mind. My giddy aunt, somebody had a large problem. Oh man alive, there's a big spanner here of which we could hit somebody over the head with. Excellent. I'm not quite sure what we're going to use this for, but I'm sure we will find some excellent uses for it, even if those are restricted to cracking people's skulls open. Alright, I don't guess I can use it on here, can I? Yes, I can. I would have expected a crowbar for that, not a wrench. But, to each their... my giddy aunt. I don't know very much about the military, right? In fact, I know next to nothing about the military. But, it's my understanding that sort of sergeants are quite insistent about you making your bed and doing it nice and tidily. Now, I don't think the sergeant will be very pleased to see the situation looking like this. Travis is freaking me out. Since he came back from the medical bay last night, he's been acting crazy. He was moving the furniture, even heavy stuff, and scratching at the walls. When I tried talking to him, he turned around, shouted unintelligibly, and started scratching the skin from his face. What is happening? First Ryan acting oddly, and now this. Is it just a case of cabin fever? The doctor reassured me that he's just suffering from insomnia. He was brought to the lounge and said that he would feel better soon. I cannot find the words to describe the state he was in. There was no sleep deprivation. There was pure terror in his eyes. Goodness, I feel like these poor souls are being subjected to some sort of horrific medical experiment on par with those committed by Vault-Tec. So, a lot of privacy in these showers. I mean, I guess if you're willing to fight alongside someone and die alongside someone, seeing their bum isn't exactly the greatest of your concerns, but I'd still be concerned about it. Alright, any keys or anything to merit me coming in here? Anything at all? No, nothing? No reason for me to be in here whatsoever? Oh, good, so I just came in here to utterly waste my time. Oh, good, and I seem to have got myself stuck in the corner. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. No, I don't see any other keys or items or anything. Alright, now that we've wandered around and we've read the other documents, maybe something else has opened. Maybe we can use the wrench for something, perhaps. Perhaps that would come in handy. What does it say about the wrench? Oh, nothing. The wrench is gone. Oh, interesting. So presumably then we've used the wrench for its one true purpose, and now that its destiny has been fulfilled, we can leave it at that. Alright, well that's fair enough, but it doesn't exactly sort out my situation. I've also just realised why that was unlocked, because it said I should check the medbay first. So it didn't say that it was locked, it just said that it wasn't interested in me pressing the wrong button endlessly. It just said that it wasn't going to let me in at the moment. Alright, well that's interesting and all, but it doesn't exactly help. I must have missed something, there must be another item somewhere. There wouldn't be a code room behind it, would there? Yes, there would be a code room. Ah, dear. I was thinking when it said about the scratching on the walls, I thought that seems like a subtle detail, but maybe it's actually more interesting and important than I thought. So, I've actually written that down 7394 going left to right, but I'm actually going to write it out again in the way that it's been presented, just in case it's not like left to right, line by line. It might be more than that. I'm sorry, what's going on? What is that melody? I don't know, mate. I can't hear anything. I don't know if my speakers have died or something. Oh no, I can hear something. It's just incredibly quiet. I've had to turn the volume all the way through the ceiling. Well, it's a nice piece, but I'm not wholly sure what relevance it has to my sudden problems with my eyesight. Hooray! It was left to right, line by line. I'm grateful for that. Alright, let's see what we have in here other than a heckin' load of death. Start filter. Maybe I should read the instructions first. Oh dear, chemical tank. What am I going to do with the chemical tank? Biohazard inside a military facility. This arises concern. And all the people scratching at the walls and clawing their eyes out. That didn't arise any concern. Alright. These are the results of several tests requested regarding the properties of the extracted chemicals. Oh, I can't even try to pronounce these. Some of these chemicals are a lot lighter than the other two. The latter is also a lot weaker, but not to be underestimated. Its consumption seems safe, but in contact with metals it evaporates to a highly toxic gas, so keep it away from hard surfaces. The same applies with another one of these, while being the heaviest of the four. Vaporosol and fluoroxidone on the other hand, are extremely acidic and easy to melt through almost anything in their pure form. Vaporosol is unique in its properties as a gas, is harmless despite its highly acidic values. Let me have a second page. The effects on humans will be protocoled. We won't isolate the subject until they start to act out of the ordinary, because that's excellent quarantine procedures. Surveil their social behaviour under the influence. I suggest installing cameras in the soldiers' quarters in order to allow us immediate reaction on extraordinary behaviour. As expected with unknown substances, its behaviour is unpredictable. Therefore, an open handling of the components requires heavy caution. Gas masks and gloves are to be advised at any point in time, as they seem to emit gas. I deem it as non-toxic, but further tests will be conducted to clear it for long-term exposure. I request that Chief Williams to double-check the pipes. We cannot afford any leakage. Yeah, this seems very, very reminiscent of Voltec. Alright, how does this work? It requires the fluid, a liquid to filter. Okay. The filter machine serves a simple purpose: to split the chemical form from the tank into 4 components we managed to extract from it, and its application is just as simple. Fill the containers with the solution, close the lid, and start the machine, and wait. The filtering process is fully automated. Stop fiddling with any machines and stop pressing buttons. If your primitive brain is tempted by a red button, stay out of the chemical lab. Alright then. Is there some chemical then that I need to put in the machine? Or, no, alright, I'm not supposed to be involved in any of this. Pick up shelf. Well, that was easier than I expected. I was expecting there to be a barricade that wouldn't let me through here, but, hey ho, I ain't complaining. Where are we now? We're in the storage areas. Alright, perhaps I can find some of these chemicals that I need to filter. I also noticed that it was mentioning the weights of the different chemicals, which possibly references the scales that we saw in the other room. What does it say? Restricted. Goodness only knows what's in there. Mystery is the answer to that question. Alright, let's see what else we can find. Alright, so there's a staircase that goes down to a second floor, which might be quite useful. We must have a doctor's office, which is locked. What about this place? Which is locked as well. We need level 3 clearance to get through there. Okay, I'm not sure what it scribbled on when I tried to go through that door, because it doesn't seem to say that it's locked. But never mind. Let's go down to the lower floor and see. Giddy aunt. I could increase the water level. I'd be able to get across. Oh, by walking on the little planks. I thought you meant by swimming. Curious. Alright, can I go through here? Water control. Yes, please. I wish to control some water like the... Oh, my giddy aunt. Like some sort of elemental priest. Hi, friend. You're surprisingly not a skeleton. I was under the impression this happened quite a long time ago, which surprised me. Crawl through vent. When there's a vent that's covered in blood, you don't stick your arse in it, right? And it's just a little tip for the wise there. So it's not a sensible plan. Oh my giddy aunt. Where does that go? It doesn't say. Alright, let me see if there's anywhere else that I can go first before I stick my arse in the vent of doom. Nope, there's nowhere else that I can go. Time to stick my arse in the vent of doom. Oh my giddy aunt. I don't like this. I also don't like the fact that I can't move the camera, which means I don't know what's creeping up behind me. Oh good. Oh good. It's like if that trash compactor from Star Wars and a load of human body bits had just been chucked into it. Including a load of eyes, it seems. Alright, why the hell am I in here and where even am I? Body disposal? I like that. I like that I've scrolled that on. That's pretty cute. Alright, is there anything in here that I need other than a subscription to a therapist? Oh, there's a valve. Whoop-de frickin' doodle. I couldn't have knocked that together out of something else, could I? Okay, it seems like that's all that we're going to get out of here. So, if you don't mind, I'm going to leave. Post haste. I feel like we should get a little scare through one of these vents at some point, but that hasn't happened just yet. Did they chuck him down there while he was still alive and he managed to crawl out but then die of his wounds? I don't know. I feel like we should use the the valve over there, but I don't know where we could use that, unless that's what this is, do you think? Some spooky noises. Alright, has that raised the water level a bit? Oh no, that's raised it the whole way. Oh, I thought we'd have to get into that, oh, that's supply storage. That has nothing to do with water control. I don't know why I thought that. I thought we'd have to go into the other room in order to do this, but no. I do like that your movement slows down just a bit when you walk on the boards. That's a nice touch. Let me see if I can avoid touching all of the horribly diseased water. Alright, this door is locked, so let me see if I can go up here, and this should allow me into the lounge if we are between the two barricades. Indeed. Well, this is positively pleasant. Just shut the door behind me so that I can forget about all the blood outside. Alright, we have some records here. Not sure what sort of music this will be, but if it's in the first era of records rather than the second era of records, then it might be at least vaguely tolerable. Oh, there's a little drawer here with a level 3 code. Shouldn't I be able to look at the frickin' front of this? Thank you. Shouldn't I get the level 2 one first? That's nice. It's nice peaceful music. I feel like I could lounge in here for quite a while. I see they've still got the cameras here, so they wanted to observe what was going on here. Is that my fault for shutting the door and that wasn't supposed to happen, or have I am I just expected to sit here and enjoy the music for a while? No, you just wanted to make you just wanted to. What the hell is that? I don't know, but I really want to get the hell out of here. Hi, you funny looking friend. Oh my giddy aunt, I didn't consent to being kissed, but alright, here we are, it happened, thanks for moving these things, I appreciate it, let me get the hell out of here. Right, let's go see what the chief has got in his room. I'm still confused why we haven't had the second one, but never mind. There we go. Oh my giddy aunt, everything in this place is a mess. A little radio? Oh, no, that's a gun. Oh, sorry, I thought that was a walkie-talkie. It was nothing so pleasant. I'm writing this in my last moment of clarity. I've sold my morals and sanities and paid the price for it. The last thing I can do is keep those away that dare to follow me. I sealed the key and locked it away. Even with the key card, you still need this key to open the door. I shouldn't have messed with the unknown, and neither should you. There's nothing left for us here. I took every single bottle left of this forsaken chemical and threw it down the chute. Leave it all down there. There's no shame in cowardice. Oh, gosh. It's locked. Yeah, okay, so we need a 5-digit code for this. Okay, then. What chute are you talking about exactly? Where exactly have you chucked all of the chemicals? Can I open these and have a look at anything? Aha, here's the level 2 key card at least, and also a cassette. Yes, right. Well, I don't remember seeing a cassette player. I remember seeing the gramophone, not a cassette player. But there's just a ladder here as well. We might use that in the chute later on, depending on the girthiness of it. All right, I reckon that's about everything that we need out of this room. Goodness, it's dark. All right, so now that we've got that, we can get into the surveillance room and the room of mystery. I think we should go into the surveillance room first, rather than the room of doom and mystery. A power outage? Presumably the keycards won't work if the power is out. Alright, interesting. So at least my prediction about the generator was accurate, if I could even remember where I left the bloody generator on. Here it is. Oh goodness, somebody stole the thing. I don't have the Switch. Indeed, I don't. I'm not really much of a Nintendo game player, but never mind. That is not the point. Making stupid jokes about synonyms here. Not synonyms, I meant words that have more than one meaning. Alright, so where am I going to find the little... I know exactly where I'm going to find the little switch. I'm going to find the little switch in the body chamber, aren't I? I don't know why I even entertained the concept that we might find it somewhere else. Of course we're going to find it in the, maybe we won't actually. Maybe we'll find it where this blood trail leads. Is it just me? But I feel like I've played numerous games over the past 6 months where they lead you to toilets, and the toilets are full of quite literal crap, and you have to stick your arm into it up to the elbow in order to drag something out of it. This is the third one that I can think of off the top of my head. I should not stick my hand in that. Finally, somebody with a brain actually thinks. Thank you. I am so glad that this protagonist has more aversion to the awful than I do. Okay, let's try this again. Oh goodness, there's like a special order you have to do this in. So you start with that one, and you get bipped at a lot, and then it's that one, and it's not that one. There we go. At least this becomes easier as time goes by, because it's a process of elimination. Right then, we've got all of that going, so now let's see if we can get it going. Alright, now I can get on with my work. And realise that I'm hallucinating pretty severely because they keeps, all the blood keeps disappearing. Alright, where was that surveillance room? Here we are. This might be of interest to have a look at. See what we've got here, other than more dead people. Hello, dead people. There's a piece of paper here. How did you get in this position? You can't even remember the basic Morse. Don't let Chief Williams sign this out. I'm just trying to help you out. Oh. Ah, right. Well, thank you for writing that down here, because I must confess that I don't have the faintest idea how to read Morse code myself. I also have severe difficulty in listening to Morse code. Let me just take a photograph of that, because there's inevitably going to be a puzzle using it. Let me take a really blurry picture of that. Right, let me try that again, and this time not move it with the camera while we attempt to do this. Right. Well, that's no good. The one is all dim. There we are. It's better. Let's have a look at that. That's a bit better. Right. Sorry. I didn't mean to delay the game with my failing photography skills, but you know, I had to fail at something. Alright, this is locked, so there's no way to see what else is in there. Alright, what else have we got here? We've got a little tape player. This is going to be the Morse code that we have to listen to. That's going far too freaking fast for me. I think the first one was 1. The thing is I don't know what a dot and a dash sound like, right? I presume the dot is the short one and the dash is the long one. So let me rewind that so it goes back to the beginning. I just want to listen to the first one again. Yeah, I could believe that the first one's it's a 1. Might be a 3. This is probably really embarrassing if you know how to hear Morse code. The thing is I don't. This is literally the first time I've ever actually heard Morse code being played in a situation where I actually had to listen to the bloody thing. Stop it, go back to the beginning. That might have been an 8. Because it felt like it had 2 dots at the end, so I feel like that might have been an 8. Now that I've got no idea what that one was. I'm better at recognising the dots than I'm recognising the dashes. Let me try that again. Because I was waiting for some dots to happen, but they kind of never did. I think it's a 2. Does it start? It definitely starts with some dots, which means it's no later than 5. What's the last one? Sounded like it ended on a couple of dashes. I presume that this is the code for the chief's thingamajig. Yep, here's the body room, because we need to make sure the bodies don't escape. Right then, let me go and attempt to stick the code that I think that I have concluded into the chief's safe, and we will see if if that helps. Somehow I doubt that it will, but we'll just have to try. Because I imagine I've got this wrong somehow. So I think it's 1, 3, 8, 2, 3. It's locked. Rats! I must have got it wrong. Right then. Let me go and listen to that for a wee bit longer and we'll see if I can get a little bit better at this, because it seems like I'm rather dreadful at this. Can I open this door? Oh, I can. So we can do this as well. Oh, good. Oh, good. We can get in the torture room. Experimentation room. Yes, indeed. Where we experiment to find out precisely how much smacking in the face people can survive. Oh, my giddy up. Restrain it. What am I going to do with the restraining chair? I'm just going to look at it and thank goodness for that. Chemical solution? Name of an album. Alright, I could separate the chemicals somehow. Oh, this door isn't even marked on the map. Yeah, well, neither was the body disposal room, but you didn't seem to comment about that. Alright, subject, exploration of the abyss and analysis of the unknown liquid. In 1943, the German military discovered an underground chamber that was later referred to as the abyss. This chamber is believed to have been of unknown origin, has been the subject of intense research due to its mysterious properties. An exploration team equipped with specialized gear and protective suits descended into the abyss to investigate its contents. During this exploration, the team discovered a mysterious liquid of unknown origin. The chemical properties of the liquid have raised interest about its potential application in chemical warfare. I don't know why I said that in such a cheery tone of voice, and I sincerely apologize. For that purpose, this bunker has been installed as a testing facility. We have managed to redirect the liquid's flow into specifically for its designed. There's some very frickin' weird phrasing going on there. We're sticking it in part of the bunker for the doing of a thing, with the pipe system allowing us to safely store it in tanks, making it easier to access for testing. Preliminary tests let us assume the liquid itself seems safe, but if broken down into its individual components, it becomes highly dangerous to living organisms. Further testing is required to ascertain its toxicity, effects on humans, and long-lasting implications. To achieve our objectives, we shall enlist young soldiers as test subjects, as they offer the closest approximation to the target's demographic. Recruitment period will begin as of January 1965. I'm still really confused about this, because 1965 would make it sound like the Cold War. But this sort of chemical warfare kind of stuff, and I don't know whether I'm generalizing here, sounds more like something that I would have expected the Soviets to be doing than the Allied powers in the West to be doing. But that bunker map that we saw seemed to imply that this was in East Germany, not in West Germany. The following initial analysis of the unknown liquid discovered in the abyss. Further progress has been made in understanding its composition. I have successfully developed a specifically designed filter machine to extract the chemical components from the liquid. This machine allows us to isolate and study 4 distinct chemicals obtained from it, which are now being subjected to thorough examination. This task, as well as the observation, will be left in the hands of the chemical lab and surveillance team while I conduct some of the research on my own. Any new discoveries will be added to this file. What I've discovered is that Mr. Schmidt is a bit of a meanie face. Alrighty then, so, where the hell do I go from here? Goodness knows. Alright, so I could go into the chemical lab and start faffing around with these chemicals in order to see if I can separate them. So, let me try putting this on here, remove lid and fill with stuff, and put lid back on, and then start filter. I press the button. I can press the button. I don't know what pressing the button would do. I'm kind of curious to know, though. Make spooky noises. Is it done? Do I press the button now? I'd be really stupid to press that button. I'd like you still let me press it. Where do I get my chemicals from? Oh, they're here. My usual chemical bottles. I should really pour these all over the floor, shouldn't I? Now I need to figure out which one's which. Oh, no. No. Oh, this is going to take a long, long time. Okay, let me get a clean piece of paper because that one's full of crap. So we've got V, we've got F, we've got N, and we've got L. And we've also got A, B, C, and D. Now, what do we know about the weights? Let's start with that. So when it comes to F and N, they weigh less than the other two, which is lighter than the other two, yes, which is V and L. Right, so if we could find out the two heaviest and the two lightest, that would at least let us divide them somewhat. So let me see if I can use the scales in order to identify that. This should be relatively straightforward. Let me place that on there, and then I wish to place this on the other side. So A is much lighter than B. So A is much lighter than B. Let me reset it. How does A compare with C? C... No, hang on a minute. A is much lighter than B. Yes. So then C is much lighter than A. Alright. Wrong thing. Sorry about that. So then how does A compare with D? It's lighter than D. Right. Let me just go back to the B one for a moment, because I feel like I might have made a mistake when it came to that one. Just look at what it did with B again. Yeah, so A is definitely lighter than B, and it's definitely lighter than C, but it's heavier... Oh, sorry, it's definitely lighter than D, but it's heavier than C. So that tells me that A is probably F or N, because it's lighter than B and D, which are maybe V and L. So let me compare C with various different things and see what we get, because I want to see if this is lighter than any other chemicals. So C is lighter than B. So C is lighter than B. We want it to be lighter than D as well, because if it is, then I reckon that that's the counterpart of A. Yes, okay. So C is also lighter than D. So I reckon that A and C are F and N, which leads us to conclude that D and B are V and L. Where exactly we go from there, I don't know. Out of curiosity, how do B and D compare with one another? Which is a combination we haven't really tried before. B is heavier than D. Alright. Well, we've narrowed it down to some degree, but I don't feel like we've got all the information that we need. So what more can we find? Evaporates with highly toxic gases, you know, to come away from hard surfaces. Yeah, we need like a testing ground of some kind. So we sort of test the acidity and how it reacts with metals. Yes. Where might I be able to do that? Is there anywhere that I can put these chemicals in order to sort of test how they react to different things? Perhaps there's a second place that I could do that. There wouldn't be anywhere in the experiment room that I could do that, would there? Anything in here? I don't think so, no. No. Alright then, so we've narrowed down the chemicals a little bit, but not really enough in order to make any further progress without finding some kind of secondary testing ground. Alright, I'm going to have another go at this for a little while and see if I can make any more progress with this. Right, apparently the fourth number is a 1. So it seems that I was incorrect about the first number. It's not a 1, it's a 6. And I was incorrect about the second number. It's not a 3, it's a 2. And I was incorrect about the fourth number. It's not a 2, it's a 1. All I can say is that these These bloody Morse code things go by far too quickly. They need to be better separated so that you can tell when the first dot has stopped and the second dot has begun. But never mind. I had to look that up, and I'm grateful that the developer did have the code on the page to explain. But there we go. Finally, what is in the little box? What? Poor chemical? What the hell are you talking about? Poor... Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Ah. Oh, I see. I didn't realise what we were doing. Okay, so A didn't seem to have any effect on it, so that's interesting. So I need to sort of observe the effect of each chemical. A just didn't seem to do anything at all. What does B do? Does B burn the box at all? No, B seems harmless as well. At least this is exactly what I asked for, so I'm grateful for that. What effect did that have? None of these seem to burn the metal. Whatever happened to these things being bloody acidic? Oh. Okay, well D's the acidic one then. Acidic, cannot spell to save my bleeding laugh. Alright then, let me go back to the paper and see if one of the chemicals is highlighted in the text as being particularly a particularly burny chemical. And then that might help us identify what the hell is going on. Oh, I didn't realise. L is identified as being the heaviest chemical, isn't it? So which one would that make it? Would that make it D? Because D is heavier than A, and D is heavier than C, but it's not heavier than B. But B is heavier than A, and it's heavier than C, and it's heavier than D. So B is L. That much has been identified. B is L, because it's the heaviest of the four chemicals. It says that V and L easily melt through almost anything in their pure form. It says that V is unique in its property is harmless despite the highly acidic value. Is the highly acidic one the one that's going to burn through the box? Because it says that V and F, on the other hand, are extremely acidic. So all three are extremely acidic, apart from the fact that only one of them seems to actually burn through the box. Weird. Alright, well I'm not wholly sure how to do that, but we've identified that B is L, which must mean that V is D. Because it's the other heavy one, right? So V is D and L is B, but we haven't identified whether A is F or C is N. That's what we haven't quite figured out yet. The latter is also weaker, but not to be underestimated. Oh no, maybe I was... No, hang on, that can't be, because D was the one that burned through the box, so the acidic nature doesn't help us at this point. But look, that's as if it's saying that N is the one that burned through the box, which implies that N is D. But then surely D is V. Oh, well, don't bloody know, I can't work it out, there's too much information is overloading my brain, it hurts a lot, right then. Giddy on, where's the bloody locked door? This freaking key goes there. Let's just go then. So this is the key to the bunker's unholy secret. I think I do in the experimental room. Yeah, I know. Should I stay or should I go now? Oh my giddy aunt. No, we're gonna go now because I'll probably bollock it all up because I don't know which chemical is which, but frankly I can't figure it out because my brain isn't clever enough. Because I keep pressing E when I mean to press click because I'm an absolute dingleberry. But never mind. Let's see what's on the other side of this portal of doom. Just do me a favour and don't jump in. Is there going to be someone standing behind me or push me in? Or something that'll reach out from the water and drag me in, perhaps? Oh. Okay. Okay, well that ending could have benefited from being a little bit more. What benefit does the information on the chemicals then? Do you need to identify the chemicals? Would that teach you anything else, or would that like allow you to access any other rooms or find some other information to like track down some additional lore or something? Is there enough information to track down the chemicals? I feel like the information about the chemicals is completely contradictory. Maybe I'm just being stupid, but which isn't hugely unlikely. But yeah, because D is definitely the heaviest chemical, and it said that D was V, right? No, was it? Well, no, B was the heaviest chemical. Sorry, B was the heaviest chemical, which was L. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I only know that it was quite good. I rather like the I really like the level design and the sort of the visuals in terms of all the blood and all of the mess and all of the filth everywhere, which was lovely. I think it could do with a little bit more sound in terms of just a little bit more atmosphere going around and the volume being physically louder. Can you turn the volume up? Oh, you can turn the volume up. I should have done that earlier, shouldn't I? I didn't because I was stupid. Never mind, you can't have everything. Never mind. I quite like that. I like the little puzzles and so forth. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go back to the developers page where they explained the puzzles and see if there were any puzzles I didn't solve, which would imply there was things I missed. Okay, I seem to have been making a mountain out of a molehill. It seems like you only need to identify D as the chemical, because it tells you that D is a very acidic chemical and that it's the heaviest. So all you need to do is identify which of the chemicals is the heaviest, so that you know that D is the chemical that you're supposed to pour on the box. Because what I realise now is that if you pour the chemicals on if you pour the other three chemicals on, you die. What I think was happening there was I was dying and respawning because I was pouring the wrong chemical on. So what you were supposed to do was figure out what was the right chemical to do so that you could pour the sort of neutral chemical onto it that would burn through the box and give you access to the key and not get you killed by pouring the other chemicals on. So I think that was the purpose of that. You weren't supposed to identify exactly which chemical was which. You were just supposed to identify which was the acidic one so that you could do that without dying. But the dying wasn't apparent enough. Maybe there'd been like some coughing and I'd fallen over or something. Then I would have got a better impression that I'd actually died there. But yeah, that was I mean, I must have died actually, otherwise the chemicals wouldn't have respawned back in their pots, would they? So maybe that was the information was there. It was a little more subtle than I realised. But no, other than that, there weren't any solutions to any other puzzles. So I feel like we saw pretty much everything that there was to be seen. But yeah, this is really quite good. I do like this. I feel like the ending is a little weak. It does need a stronger ending, something a bit more meaningful to beyond it just being a pit with funny chemicals in it that can be used for chemical warfare, which is reasonable, right? Don't get me wrong. But if there'd been something more there, whether it's like, you know, Lovecraftian eldritch abomination demon creature that's having a bath in the tub, or whether it's I don't know, like you find Schmidt and he's still down there and he's kind of conducting horrific experiments and then drags us into a tortured chamber chair or something. I don't know, just something to make the ending a bit more meaningful to merit the effort that you put into getting it. But the puzzles themselves are quite clever and nicely varied. I do genuinely think that the Morse code one should be slowed down just a tiny bit because it is really difficult to identify. Not the spacing between the different numbers, just the spacing between the points, like the dots and dashes of each individual number, because it is so very fast. And perhaps if you have a bit more experience in listening to Morse code, you can pick that up a bit better than I can. But I don't think that in 2023 most people are listening to Morse code. Most of us send text messages instead, but never mind. Let me just bang my knee on the desk and make a horrid noise. Anyway, that's enough yammering on from me. It was a very good game. I really rather enjoyed it. I hope you did as well. So thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Look after each other, and good night.